Alright, so let me give you my take on this whole topic of why having the most advanced fighter jets could potentially prevent a third world war. I mean, it's fascinating when you think about it, and it really underscores how technology shapes global security. Let's dive into it. This idea of air superiority being the key to victory isn't exactly new. This Italian military theorist, Giulio de Het, once said, "He who controls the air will win." And yeah, that totally makes sense. If you dominate the skies, you've basically got a free pass to strike targets on the ground without much resistance. It's like playing a game where you're the only one with the cheat codes. Actually, even back in the day, Sun Tzu nailed it with his move in the heavens strategy. It's this concept of hitting your opponent from a dimension they can't effectively defend. Modern warfare has just taken that to the next level with missiles, stealth planes, and drones. Let's rewind for a second. Back in 1911, before World War I, there was this war between Turkey and Italy. Some Italian pilot dropped a few bombs from a single-engine plane, and while it didn't exactly level a city, it changed everything. People started realizing planes could bypass traditional battlefronts entirely. Fast forward to World War II. Remember how the German Luftwaffe cleared the way for their ground forces during the Blitzkrieg? Yeah, that was all about securing air dominance. Then there was the Gulf War in 1990. Iraq had one of the largest armies in the world, but their lack of air superiority turned them into sitting ducks. The US and coalition forces just obliterated their defenses from the sky. It's crazy to think that most of the war was won in the air before ground troops even got involved. You see what I'm saying? Air superiority is a total game changer. Okay, let's talk about the cutting-edge stuff, fifth-generation fighter jets. These are like the Ferraris of the sky. You've got America's F-22 and F-35, China's J-20, and Russia's Su-57. These planes aren't just fast, they're stealthy, super maneuverable, and loaded with high-tech weaponry. It's like they're invisible until it's too late. For instance, the F-35's ability to network with other systems means it's not just a plane, it's an information hub. It can relay data to ground units or other aircraft in real time, making it an essential part of a modern battlefield. Why does this matter for preventing a world war? Well, if you're a potential aggressor and you know your adversary has these capabilities, you're going to think twice before making a move. It's like having the biggest stick in the neighborhood. Nobody wants to mess with you. Air superiority isn't just about blowing stuff up. It's about controlling the battlefield. You can disrupt supply chains, knock out communication hubs, and basically make it impossible for your enemy to coordinate. Example is the Six-Day War in 1967. Israel's Air Force destroyed almost the entire air fleets of Egypt, Jordan, and Syria in a matter of hours. That's insane, right? They gained complete air dominance, and the war was basically over before it really started. That's the kind of strategic leverage we're talking about here. Stealth technology is the secret sauce in modern air dominance. Take China's J-20 for instance. It's designed to sneak past radar systems and hit targets deep inside enemy territory. Same goes for the F-35. These planes can strike without warning, making them incredibly hard to defend against. Speed is another big deal. A supersonic fighter jet like the F-22 can enter and exit a combat zone before the enemy even knows what hit them. And when it comes to missiles, faster jets mean faster delivery systems. It's all about hitting hard and getting out before retaliation becomes an option. If history has taught us anything, it's that failing to control the skies is a recipe for disaster. Remember World War II? The Allies' air superiority was key to their victory. Germany's inability to counter Allied bombing campaigns crippled their war machine. And during the Korean War, Soviet MiGs initially gave the US some trouble, but once American pilots adapted, it was game over. Even recent conflicts like the Russia-Ukraine war underline this point. Russia's air force should have given them a massive advantage, but logistical and operational failures have hampered their effectiveness. Meanwhile, Ukraine's reliance on older aircraft and anti-air systems has limited their ability to counterattack effectively. It's like a live demonstration of why modern air power matters so much. Now here's where it gets interesting. NATO's whole strategy hinges on US air dominance. The idea is that ground and naval forces provide intelligence while the air force does the heavy lifting. But as other countries start catching up, think China's 6th-gen fighter projects, that dynamic could shift. And if the US loses its edge, NATO's effectiveness could take a serious hit. China's already making moves with its J-20 and possibly J-35, which are rumored to be designed for naval operations. That's a big deal because it shows they're not just focused on defending their territory. They're looking at projecting power globally. If the US doesn't keep up, we could be looking at a whole new balance of power. So why does all this matter for preventing World War III? Well, it's simple. When one side has a clear technological edge, the other side knows they can't win a conventional war. That's deterrence 101. And honestly, that's a good thing. Nobody wants to start a fight they know they're gonna lose. Advanced fighter jets aren't just tools of war, they're tools of peace. Looking ahead, 6th-generation fighters are the next big thing. Imagine a fleet of autonomous drones working alongside human pilots. That's the future, and it's both exciting and a little terrifying. But here's the kicker. Developing these systems is insanely expensive. The F-35 program already costs billions, and NGAD is expected to be even pricier. So the question is, can the US and its allies afford to maintain their edge? I mean, the alternative, falling behind, isn't really an option, right? Anyway, the bottom line is this. Air superiority isn't just about winning battles, it's about preventing them in the first place. As long as the most advanced tech stays in the hands of responsible nations, we've got a shot at maintaining peace. Sure, it's a high-stakes game, but it's one we can't afford to lose. So, yeah, let's keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible, because the alternative is unthinkable.